Hello, subscribers. You might be wondering why I look like Mr. Rogers decided to go on a camping trip and try to be friends with make a friend with the deer. Oh, because they want to look festive with video because it's the third video I made with the new holiday clothes and the green screen that I got for Christmas. I haven't actually learned these green screen effects yet, but I'll get there. And I'll learn how to edit video clips together too. But yeah, so when I saw Star Wars Forces of Evil, I wasn't completely done yesterday. Yeah, I've told you after a long time talking about the story of Sky with the Queen of Hours. I explained in short how I would try to mend the relationship of the broken mother-daughter relationship of Moon the Undaunted and Star the Underestimated. She would help Star and Eclipse and Marco take down Mina and the Solarians, and then she'd go to jail with Mina. She'd go to prison with Mina for 20 years each reason, but Mina would Mina was really disobedient, but Moon would still. Obviously Moon would want to. Moon would want to pick up Star. She'd do her time and possibly have 10 years and probation for good behavior. That's not all. See, Star vs. the Forces of Evil is double-edged sword, or maybe it's like Earth and Mewni are two sides of the same coin. I'm not really sure which metaphor works better here, but when Star left Earth and Star crushed, I mean, I was feeling that maybe this is the last time we get to see any of the characters from Earth. I mean, it wasn't entirely the last time because, unfortunately but it is one of the last few because the last few Star Wars Force Evil episodes that we got focusing on any of our characters from Earth are, Marco Jr. and Sophomore Slump, British Tacos, and Beach Day. And Canada is also the first part of the 5-part series finale, 17 Hotline and Shenanigans. But still, I knew Star Wars could be something more. Because there's always so much lore to uncover with both for characters on Mewni and characters on Earth that I'm disappointed that Kimberly Nordick's prophecy didn't come true about Disney XD having a 10-year plan with Star Wars Forces of Evil and noting that was season of first 2017, but which would have I guess kept it going to season 8, but since it was on April 1st, 2017, it's possible that it was just a net April Fool's joke, and it wasn't real news she had. But regardless, I still want to help out all dedicated Star fans like myself by repairing the ending of Star Wars The Foe, of course. But that's not all I wanted to do. What I told you in the previous video. I also wanted to figure out how to I wanted to have Star. Of course, I have them defeat the Solarians, undo the Solarian warrior spells, and not destroy magic. And and I already told you in a previous video how the Quasar Caterpillar would be the key to undoing Cleaved. But yeah, after all this, I wanted Star Butterfly and Marco Diaz to go back to Earth, and maybe Star would take her wing of the Butterfly Castle with her again. Because the Sparkle Glitter Vox Fan spell moves to wherever she wants it to be, so that's why it's in the Monster Temple 64, because she left the Butterfly Castle. And, her parents and other mutants who used to live with them, they have all these yurts set up together. But yeah, in addition to writing a new 5-part plan of Star Versus, I also found new things they could do with characters in Mewni and on Earth. It'd be cool to see how Moon would get along in prison, and I guess make some friends in the prison. And the Mewni side of things, on the Mewni side of things, I told you, Moon would try to survive prison and make friends there, and I already told you about Diet Hard. She'd come to, Moon and the Warden would go and with the Warden holding her down, they'd go to visit Star on Stump Day, but then but they also have to watch out for another bad guy impersonating Moon. But then Star would unmask Billy Van Gall of those 8 evil mutants she has to stop, and then Moon would redeem herself and save Star by defeating the last bad guy for her. When one of them is thought to be dead, but then they aren't. And I know that even though Moon's Moon and Star's and Butterfly ancestry isn't really loyalty, and that's why Moon and River, is that who's out of the castle in the Oblivion yurt. I noticed that. Star Butterfly's. I guess Star Butterfly is still a princess since her father, River Johansson, they're still royalty. So I'm not really sure I'm not exactly sure the situation at Star's with Star's dad's side of the family is. I guess nice that River would still, that River would still like to join his wife Moon in their new yurt life. Oh yeah, and Seth too. We should also learn more about Seth, the long deceased Septarian who was a bigot who led this whole Septarian army back in the days of when Estrella and Comet were the queens of Mewni, and you know, I'd also like to delve deep into how like back in the past Septarian how Septarian and how Seth led Toffee and the rest of the Septarians, and maybe maybe it's both Solaria and Seth who made Mina the crazy, evil, messed up way that she is. That caused her to betray her fellow humans and become a human supremacist, essentially. But yeah, I still think like there's still also, but I also found just as many, if not more, interesting stories to explore, like other Star versus characters we have on Earth. I'd love to learn more about, like the strange things Janet does with witchcraft, which is sort of like things that Star does, but not exactly. And what Jackie's fascination with mermaids, and I actually, believe it or not, I actually have a few good ideas and executions for storylines involving Brittany and Sabrina. Sabrina McIntosh, she's a nice, shy, movie girl who is voiced by Darren Nefsey, the creative star of The Forces of Evil. And, well, if you've seen the episode All Belts Are Off, you might be wondering where Star Butterfly was, right? I was too, because you only got to see her on screen for 40 seconds, but then I figured out a way around that. I would cleverly move up All Belts Are Off to be set much later in the series, since, after all, we don't see Stars 1 in that episode, so it doesn't contradict anything with her giving away to Eclipsa. Yeah, I was actually going to write a full thing called The New Ghost Catchers, which would be a sidequel to All Belts Are Off that makes happen much later in the show's chronology, like happens with Fury 7 and the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Yeah, so while Marco goes off to be the boy. So my idea for The New Ghost Catchers is like when Marco goes off to hopefully become the face of his strip mall karate dojo, but then it turns out Jerry Birnbaum. Well, that's happening. Star and Jackie each find a girl to help them catch ghosts, so because they know they could make a much better ghost busting team than that poorly executed female reboot. So Star finds Kelly and Jackie finds Sabrina, and Star introduces Kelly to her friends from Earth, Jackie and Sabrina, and Sabrina is afraid of ghosts at first, but with this love and support of Star, Jackie, and Kelly, Sabrina learns to overcome her fear of ghosts and clowns, and because of this, she catches Bon Bon the birthday clown. So I've also tied up that loose end from Bon Bon the birthday clown as well. And because Bon Bon appeared for 2 seconds, but then he disappeared. He got sucked into Ludo's void when Ludo upstaged Jan and Star's Bon Bon seance. Yeah, it turns out trying to develop a cycle to All Belts Are Off the show, Star side of the story was easier than I thought because I'm a writing genius. Yeah, I'm still a beginner. I haven't actually got any scripts yet, but I'm still working towards that dream, so I can be a Higglytown hero. Then after the Grandmaster runs after the Vassimist, Star, Jackie, and Kelly and Sabrina convince him to give Marco another shot because which he agrees to do because he fell asleep during Jeremy's performance. So thanks to Jackie and Star, the Grandmaster watches Marco perform, and then he gets to become the new face of he gets to be the kid that represents the Sensei Brantley's dojo. And then Sabrina gives her ghost sucking vacuum to the Grandmaster, and then tells him to give it to Jeremy as a present to apologize for sleeping through his performance, but it's actually a trick to scare Jeremy to teach him a lesson for bullying Marco. So yeah, Jeremy Vermon's afraid of ghosts and clowns, so that's how I tie it. So that's how I tie together the endings of Marco's plot and All Belts Are Off and Star's plot which I just thought up in the new Ghost Catchers. But yeah, it took a surprisingly good turn with by developing Sabrina McIntosh's character a little better. Oh yeah, and yeah, Sabrina's glad that she isn't. Sabrina's happy to to tell Brittany that she's not afraid of ghosts anymore. And speaking of Brittany, yeah, I actually have two other things for Brittany. That I'll also tell her character there, where she gets to be the main antagonist of the story to Star. I thought it'd be a silly idea, but telling character Star, if maybe Star got a better grade than Brittany in fitness. Yeah, Brittany would get really mad that her parents paying her private lessons or paying to have her win without any effort didn't really pay off because if she gets an E or an F and Star gets a V, then Brittany would get very mad that Star did much better than her. And then Brittany shouts, and then Brittany drops the F on Star, but we don't hear it. She's like, yeah, Brittany would, could shout, fudge you, Star, but then Sabrina would say, only Brittany didn't say fudge. And Star would be horrified at what she heard Brittany say, and then when the principal reprimands Brittany for shouting a curse word in front of Star misunderstands the meaning of the curse word and thinks that Brittany cursed her. And then Janet would probably tell Star that, the only way to break the curse is if you curse Brittany back. So that's what Star does. She goes to Brittany's house and tells her off for, that show Brittany how it feels in return. And here's an even better Brittany idea for Brittany-focused story that I thought of. A Valentine's Day Carol. It's also be perfect for, it's like a Christmas, kind of like, VeggieTales did that Easter version of Christmas Carol, an Easter Carol. Yeah, Valentine's Day Carol. I thought that would be a terrific idea. Or like, Star Butterfly, because Star Butterfly is magic hearts on her face, so Star Butterfly definitely seems like one who could teach Brittany Wong the true meaning of Valentine's Day if she doesn't understand it. Maybe. Basically, Brittany doesn't really have any. I guess Brittany's problem is, she doesn't have any friends who give her Valentines because, nobody likes her. Brittany thinks because she's really popular that lots of other kids would give her. She thinks everyone's all going to give her Valentine's, but they aren't. But fortunately, I guess Star knows this, but luckily Star knows this one has this ghost friend who's like the spirit of Valentine's Day, and then so he shows Brittany her Valentine's Day past, present, future, and then Brittany finds out that nobody except her family missed her when and she died like alone on her 18th birthday by causing a fire with her candles. This teaches Brittany to swallow her pride and apologize to the rest of the cheerleading squad and Marco and Jackie for treating them so badly. And admit that she doesn't need or deserve any Valentine's Day and isn't really entitled to them. Oh, and here's another really great idea I had for what to do with Star versus characters on Earth. I actually wanted to do something inspired by Brooklyn Nine-Nines Moo and an incident that happened in 2020 that I'm sure we're all aware of it, in which oh yeah, I also wanted to do something like Megan gets stopped by, in which Megan Gandlin gets stopped by a racist police woman, and then she teams up with Star to she becomes an ally to Megan's family so they can hold that evil police woman accountable. While Jackie takes Marco out on a date to this Mexican restaurant, and they learn about the difference between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation when Marco wonders why an English girl is working at the Mexican restaurant and learning Spanish to be a waitress there. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Hope you like Star Wars as much as I do, and you want me to fix the finale.